This is the official startup grading tiers of rewards and punishment table. Depending on my performance, there's good stuff, like working from the beach, a trip to IKEA, even getting an Apple Vision Pro. But if I'm not hitting the mark, there's punishments, like only eating salads for lunch, or deleting my food apps, or literally live streaming an entire month of my work. Today has been 30 days since I set out, and it's time to whatever the gavel and judge my performance as founder and CEO. Now, to get into S tier, I have to hit all three of my first month goals: my business plan, expense reporting, and the one I completely underestimated, my corporate filing. But there's another thing that can trip me up here. I have three bigger goals for 2024, and if I miss either of these two, it's not only screen limits, but a fate far more dystopian. Well, for the first one, I got feedback from 7 different people. That's the first one. Goal number 2, well, it was an important one. While forming a company, at least in the US, there's a certain amount you can deduct startup expenses, and the rest you have to amortize. I made things complicated by putting business expenses, at least early on personal cards. But I would do it again, because while it took me longer to pull the receipts and get these to my CPA and work some of the details out, I didn't sit and wait to start and get going, which both mean the same thing. Now, on the chart, that's still top tier. And then there was 3, arguably the easiest one. Now, the number of variables in choosing an entity type, like the questions of whether I should form an LLC to generally self-fund versus raise capital and distribute equity, which is usually a Delaware C Corp, not to mention the foreign entity registration I have to do for New York, I did something controversial here. Now, my CPA offered to do the filing for both Delaware and New York for $3,600, and there are still complexities that I'm getting advised on. But instead of delay, I just went to Stripe Atlas and set up the C Corp. Now, is that enough to get the tax ID and the account set up? Of course it is. So while I can technically check this as done, I'm marking it as C-, bottom of average, because it's not the spirit of the goal. The goal, the basic admin part, was to get the job done. That includes the full filing, Delaware and New York, and there's stuff now I can't do for another few business days. At this stage, that means A+ is out of reach, and with that C-, our average is dipping below the A range. The only thing that can save me from rock bottom is the last 2. Now, I had to hit 80% of my weekly goals. I set these every week, and I'm not allowed to change them just to hit the whatever. I have something to share here. I missed 1 in the first week, none in weeks 2 or 3, but in week 4, I was too ambitious. I tried to lap my monthly goal, but I ran out of time. So with a miss of 2 means only 10 out of 12, but that just clears the goal of just over 80%. Still qualify for B tier rewards and punishments, but there's one more. I committed to uploading videos like this every Wednesday and Saturday. Now, some of them have been, like this one, late at night into the AM hours, but that's the spirit of all of this. Startups are messy. There's a lot going on, but I am proud to say I've hit every single mark here. Now, I expected friends, some family members to subscribe or follow me on X, but I never expected this, so thank you. But was it enough? Well, with the weekly goals, the yellow circle thing on the 3rd monthly goal, is it enough to avoid listening to Stephen Covey at 0.5 speed for 10 hours? You bet it is. Month 1 performance, solid B. Now, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to A tier, even S tier and rewards in February. But for now, I have 2 punishments. 1, I'll delete, I use DoorDash. And I will read whatever book. Please, if you have a good book, a great book, I will read it. Tell me what I should read, because now I have to read a book selected by other people. Now, on the reward side, Friday, I will wake up at an ungodly hour and get an Apple Vision Pro. And finally, our friend ChatGPT here is going to write some poetry. Write me a poem about my startup. It's late at night, and I graded myself a B in terms of startup performance. In the hush of night, under the silver moon's glow, where dreams are crafted and ambitions flow, there stands a founder amidst thoughts so deep, pondering the journey. So take this B, not as end, but start. A test of, this is GPT-4. The B tier has 3.5. Oh, my startup, oh so grand, in the big city you do stand, with computers and things that blink. You make money, I really think. We sell oranges, or is it phones? I can't remember, but it's well known. Our profits in the million dimes, we're making music with our rhymes. The CEO, he's a ninja bear. He flies in space without a care. Our business plan, it's made of cheese. We're gonna win. Oh, pretty please. Thank you, ChatGPT 3.5. To everyone else, thank you as well. It's McGuire. Brandon.